Here comes the CEO and owner of Crooked Rose. There he is. There's the owner.
So last summer, we were spraying the front of the shed over there and had this parked up front and got some overspray on it. Well, now I gotta sit here and take a razor blade and get all this little paint chips off. So other than that being one of the first jobs of the season, I'd like to welcome you back to the farm.
Hey everybody, you're probably wondering who I am. Well, I'm Sloan's dad. And I asked Sloan if I could do some filming this year. He said, of course. The reason why I wanted to start this year is because this is the start of my 37th year. I started farming in 1987. So this is my 37th year, but this is the first year we're not farming with my dad. He passed away September 30th. Last harvest was very, very different. But you know what? Sloan and I learned from the best. If there was ever such a thing as a professional farmer, he definitely was it. Yeah, here's Hanker.
We are currently in a new shop. We built it last summer. It takes place of an old hog building we had on the property. So we've moved everything last summer from the old shop, which was unheated, to this new heated shop. So now we got heat and we can work in March just fine no matter what the weather is now.
So we're pretty excited now. We can unfold things in here.
Pretty slick. Feels like we're modern farmers now.
The old machine shed, if it was under 40 degrees, we didn't work because it was so damn cold in there. So this is my golf simulator I had this year. Well, I'm gonna grab this forklift and go over in the other shed there. We're gonna grab the dual tire changer and put the duals on this tractor. None of you farmers got those dual tire changer to that little tool that I'll show you here in a little bit. It's pretty handy, it's pretty slick. Is that the left side or right side? I'm not on the tire now. Am I gonna clear it? Wow.
What we're doing now is working on all of our spring equipment. So we'll pull out the planter here in a little bit. That's one of the first things we kind of go over, besides just kind of dabbling with some minor tractor maintenance. Not really maintenance, just service. We're just checking fluids, oil, stuff like that. So we've got a filter here. It's 10 years old. I think the hours are fine still, but regardless, is a 10-year-old filter. It's so faded, I can't even find a part number. So it probably needs changed no matter what. So we got a computer down here now. We can look up our John Deere parts. Right now I'm looking for oil filter for a 4640. It's got an aftermarket motor because the old one blew before my time. So it's a special filter, which is right here. So we're kind of just collecting a big old parts list of what we're gonna get because they're having a John Deere parts day, I think tomorrow. We're gonna be skipping around on a lot of jobs and then coming back to them once we have the parts that we need. So the next job we're gonna do is hooking up the planter.
I'm gonna move the block. I think it's gonna hit. Hey, they're going to hook up to the forklift, get it out here. Do you want to try it?
I'm gonna try it one more time, but we'll probably move it. Just trying to miss that wall.
I'd say pull outside and then back up, and I think it'll fit. I'm gonna have to move some stuff, but we'll see.
So like this right here is one of the main things, disc openers. It's what kind of makes the furrow in the ground for the seed to go in. So we have to measure 15 inches is a full-size disc opener. And if it's under 14 and a half, we have to go through and replace it. So that means it's worn too much. We really only have to do one because they all wear the same rate. So some of these are reverse. I think this one is. So this is a Titan to take it off. I don't know why they do that to you. I've had to file numerous amounts of these bolts because you can strip them so easy. Measure once, cut twice, right? 14 3/4. So it's 50% worn.
Okay, so we're all right then.
Yeah, probably.
And the shim, there's shims behind them.
I've shimmed it every year, but it seems like I gotta do it every year. Anyway.
So and then I don't know if I use the impact on that. I stripped that one out, remember that one again?
Yeah.
And then the one guy uses 90 foot-pounds. I don't know how what that is, but that's what we do.
I don't know. I'll try it. We don't pull this out a whole lot, so torque wrench. Yeah, I feel like 90 foot-pounds is too much for this little guy. These things strip out so easy, so I'm just gonna leave it there. Screw it. Okay, so I'll show you this other thing we do. I've already shown you, but maybe this is the first time you've seen this. We take 2 credit cards, and then we measure in between, and it tells you something. I'll go grab them. Those are supposed to be like 2.5 inches apart. And I can eyeball it. I can tell it's too close. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and give it 90 foot-pounds of torque. Basically all this is doing, these two plates, is just how much pressure it's putting on each other, or how little, I guess. God, I feel like that's getting loose. I don't like this. It's not good when you're tightening and it gets loose. Yeah. I'm assuming this is just the nut that's stripping. Do we have any more of these nuts?
Maybe we don't. Maybe we should. There was only one guy that did that.
90 foot-pounds seemed like a lot. We'll put this one back and just forget about it in the old vault. Okay, so according to the book, 1 3/4 to 2 inches is good. So we're gonna go through and just go down the row here and measure all these and see if they're good or not. I'll have to grab some sort of a pen and mark them if we have to. Remove some shims or add some shims. That's basically this job. So it's kind of time consuming. So we'll just see it after it's done. So this first one that I measured was 1.5. So I'm gonna mark it, come back to it, and then see 1.5. So I have to make it wider. So I have to remove a shim and try that out. Pushes them closer together. I'll basically see it once I get to that point. This is a row unit that needs pushed closer together, so I have to remove 2 shims on both sides of it. That's that 90 foot-pounds of torque. Here's my shims. There's a lot on there, so there's a lot of room for adjustment, and I will remove just one. Alright, so before I go and do anything else, I'm going to remeasure these with business cards and see where I'm at. So I'm going to have to take off another shim. 1 3/4, that's about perfect.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you to the day.
Okay, well, it's probably like 1.5 to 2 hours, 2.5 hours later. Finally got that all done, the shim thing. Now I'm gonna do this drag test. You take these gauge wheels here and you give them a spin. And like this one's too loose because it's not supposed to free spin like that. It's supposed to kind of, well, it's supposed to drag. That one's probably perfect right there. It's about what you want. So I gotta go through all these and do that. Okay, so since this one's loose, the first thing I gotta do is take it and loosen it. And then there's a second nut or bushing in here. And I think it needs to go in, so I think I will tighten it. Find out here in a sec. Nope, it's the other way, I think. Okay, it usually doesn't take much, so. Yep, see. Now I forgot what I was doing. It's this way. Okay, a little less than that, and we should be good. Turn. Still a little loose. I don't know, that's probably pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna call that good. So it just can't be too loose or too tight. It's just gotta be sort of dragging.